Good morning, everyone. So this is a series, as you know, this is a series that we do every alternate Saturday. We converse or we interact with either our ex-students who are studying in the US or university representatives. So in this series today, we are very glad, to inform you that we are hosting California State University, Fresno. We have Danny and Sarah with us here, who represent CSU Fresno. So Sarah, would you like to give a short intro about you, and then Danny, you can follow her.
I just want to welcome everyone. Good morning, and it is evening in California time. My name is Sarah Lam. I'm the Assistant Vice President for International Affairs. And I'm also an international student at many years ago at Fresno State. I came from Hong Kong.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Danny. I'm the International Mission Specialist. My last name is Wan, so call me Danny Wan or Danny. It's up to you. I've been in Fresno for 2 years. I've been in this field for about 17 years. So in the future, if you are interested in applying for the mission, please feel free to contact me, and we'll start the presentation, and hopefully you'll enjoy the presentation. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, I will go ahead and start.
Right.
And just some of you might already know about California, but if you have not, you're not familiar with our campus, I would like to give you some kind of overview of the higher education in the United States. Just so you know, in the whole United States, we are reaching 1 million international students. And among the 1 million students in the United States, 1 out of 3 international students want to go to either California, New York, or Texas. And what is so special about California is that California has a wonderful public university system. I mean, many of you might be familiar with the University of California system, the UC system, and also the California State University system, CSU. Both systems belong to one family, and the public university in California, which is the largest public university in the whole country. And if you can see this, Fresno is where my hometown is, and you can see the bulldog, which is our school mascot. And the people in Fresno is about 500,000, and this is a city with a very diverse population. We have 30% white people, 47% Hispanic and Latino, and 12% Asians. And you can see that about 1.7% they are Indians. We have a good size of Indian community in Fresno. And we also have Black, Native American, and many other races. Location-wise, we're in the center of California, which means that we are very accessible to the rest of California. Within 3 to 4 hours of drive, you can go to Los Angeles, San Francisco, and also you can go to the mountain and the beaches within a very short drive. What is so special about Fresno State is that at Fresno State, you will get very high quality of education at very affordable price. And so here is this is our library, this is our town, and we are located among the nature, and also we have very great cultural activities. Fresno State is a nationally ranked university. If you can see this, we are among the top 30 national university ranked among a lot of Ivy League universities. And what makes Fresno State ranked number 25 among the top 30 universities what they are assessing is our ability to make students successful, our service in the community, research, and also our graduation rate. Some Buddha facts is we are a doctorate university by Carnegie classification, and we rank 12 among the top public schools, recognition among top 50 master's universities, a lot of high ranking. But we also have a very special engineering program, very successful computer science program, and school of business program. We have amazing student-faculty ratio, which means that you're actually going to be taught by professors, and they work very closely with you. We have a lot of very great colleges which will make you accessible to a lot of different top-notch academic programs, such as a lot of people will be, we are very well known with computer science, engineering, and the School of Business, but at the same time too, agriculture, arts and humanities, teacher education, health services, and social sciences. We have a lot of amazing programs for you to choose from. And it is a very engaged campus. Our students, the campus is very student-centered. So if you come to Fresno State, you feel that you belong, and also our university will put you as our high priority. We have a lot of international student organization on the top of a lot of domestic student clubs. And one of the association you'll be very interested in is in the Indian Student Association. It's very successful in helping you to be connected. And also in the community, we have Indian Student Club here that they will be working with a lot with you in your adjustment to Fresno State, and also connect you with a lot of Indian cultural activities. And this is our Student Recreation Center, the dormitory, our wonderful library, and alumni house. Besides being a nationally ranked university, high quality education, a lot of close working relationship with the professors, Fresno State has also been ranked as the least expensive in California for living on campus. If you can see the comparison, the top most expensive cost to live on campus in California and the least expensive, and Fresno State is the least expensive for you to live on campus. With our very low cost tuition fees, the whole environment, it is a very cost effective, high quality education that you can receive. Just so you can identify with the successful stories of your peers from India, just recently we have a wonderful student, Vidya. He came from Bangalore. He was the Dean's Medalist for the College of Engineering. And also another alumni from India, Ray Isla, he became the top dog, which means it's the highly prestigious alumni for Fresno State across the alumni, not including domestic and international students. He is a top dog. And so our admission requirement is very accessible to students who can be successful, and then he can help me answer questions too regarding admission. So this, I want to stop here so that you have a chance to ask questions, and also let me know what type of other questions you might have.
Right,
so the admission requirement for undergraduate admission.
Right, sure. So before just I have a couple of questions. So just for the benefit of our audience, that when you see in India, we don't use the terminology public university, right? So just to clarify, to our students that public universities in the US, there are two types of universities, public and private. So private universities are privately funded, no federal or government funding. So public universities, are like, it has partial government funding. So but of course, there is no differentiation otherwise quality wise. There's no issue whether it's a public university or private universities. Some of the top universities in the US are public universities. Some of the top universities are also private universities. So public and private just gives you an idea about how the university is funded. It has no implications whatsoever, on the quality of the education or the prestige or honor of the degree. So this is just for your information, because Sarah used the word public universities a lot. So I mean, in India we don't use that language, public university, private university. So we have like we have government universities and private universities. That's how we use the language here. So anyway, that's one thing. Also, just to add, when you say that it's California, I just want to kind of, in one of your slides you talked about the location, right? So I just want to emphasize on the location. What's the advantage of being in California, right? So some of you know that California is the hotbed of technology, in the US, the Silicon Valley, all of it. So that's why being in California, that it's a huge advantage, especially for those of you who want to apply for computer science programs or electrical engineering programs, or electrical and computer engineering programs. So Silicon Valley is the hotbed of jobs. So even actually I have seen students, some of our ex-students who have, just because they have studied in the CSU system, so they actually end up getting far better and higher paying jobs than higher ranked universities in the other states. Location matters a lot. Just like in India, if you study in a university or in a college in Delhi or Mumbai or Bangalore, irrespective of the of the quality or whatever, so you end up getting far better jobs than colleges located in other locations. So that's how important the California location is. That's one of the biggest advantage that a university can offer. So and so the 1.7% Indian, so that's because in California, it's one of the states which has California, New York, New Jersey, there are some places where the percentage of Indians pretty high, purely because these are tech states, lot of tech companies, lot of tech jobs, and as we all know, Indians tend to go for that. So you won't actually feel out of place in Fresno, because it is a pretty high Indian population. There are Indian stores. Like I have a friend, I have a couple of friends who studied in Fresno. So there is an Indian store that you can get your groceries from. There are Indian restaurants that you can go out and eat. So you won't feel, those of you who I know that in Indians we have this thing that a lot of us are vegetarians. So they, in other states, they face this problem that there are not enough food options. There are some really practical problems. But if you go to places, if you go to cities where there is a substantial Indian population, so you get these other minor problems are also taken care of. You have Indian stores, you have Indian restaurants. So as a student, I have been an international student in the US. So these small problems sometimes make it really difficult, because you are anyway staying really away from your family. So you are going to take care of everything on your own, and your family is like at least a day away. It's at least 20-24 hours away from you. So you need to have all these problems sorted as well. There's another thing, just for Daniel and Sarah, I don't know whether you have visited India, but so in India, this is a very unique thing about the US. I was very surprised to find out when I went there that the sunset, nighttime start, happens at night. Your sunsets happen at 9 p.m. 8:30 p.m. So in India, our after 6-7 o'clock, it's 7 p.m. it's night. So for as a female student, I felt very, very safe and secure in the US, purely I went purely because the place that I went to for my masters, so the till 9 p.m. it used to be like it used to be sunlight. So I was able to do all my classes, my library work. I used to be back at home, before sunset, which is a huge advantage. So those of you who are female candidates, security is one thing we of course matters. When I was thinking of going to the US, so that was one of the biggest thing in my mind. So in US, as in California as well, you have daylight till like 8:39 p.m. That means you can get, even if you don't want to go out after night, you have still enough time to get all of your work done, everything done. So in the first few months, when you are still getting used to the city, when you are still just finding out which stores to shop from, etc., etc., so this is a huge advantage, because there's no fear of getting lost, so yeah, just some small, as an international student, there's just some like small things that we worry about, when we decide to go to the US. So thus I wanted to add these points as well.
Right. Ayana, I just want to let you know that I have spent 40 days in India when I was a college student.
Oh, you did?
And so I experienced, I have gone to different parts of India, and I love India. And I feel too, in Fresno, there are quite enough Indian people that you feel there's a community. And we even have restaurants that represent different parts of India's cuisine. Because some part of Indian cuisine is different from the other.
Right.
We have quite a good diversity.
Right. So I mean,
regarding safety,
right.
We do in our campus. Safety is very important to us, and so we support students. Even like when you're walking around campus, if you feel it is too late, you can ask page someone to walk with you. So that people do not feel being alone.
Right. So I have a couple of other questions. Now that so currently, like how many Indian students are there in CSU Fresno? Indian students from India.
Right. We have a total of close to 1,000 international students, and among the 1,000 international students, about 260 are from India.
So there are currently 260 Indian students, right? So so among the Indian students, which is the most popular major? Is it computer science?
Computer science, School of Business and Engineering.
Okay, those are your most.
And also we have, but we also have students from India trying to become teachers, so teacher education, and even health, and also counseling, rehabilitation. We have like Indian students doing different types of disciplines. But computer science, business, and engineering seems to be most popular.
And what kind of scholarship opportunities are available?
Each college have a whole long list of scholarship, and especially for School of Business, Engineering, and Computer Science, they are able to have a lot of different scholarships for students to apply. And also we have tuition fee waivers for international students to apply. And also we have student assistantship. Danny can tell us more, but for instance, for computer science, even before students come, they can apply online to become student assistants.
Okay, right. So
we have anything to add about that?
Right.
Yeah, we have actually, especially for Indian students. Our Indian students are amazing. Their credentials are usually very high. Score very high GRE score or very good TOEFL score. Have great work experience before they apply for the master's degree. So we have Indian students who receive assistantship. Assistantship usually offered before they arrive. Basically, they are the non-residency waiver. So students will only need to pay the in-state tuition. That saves a lot of money. Even without paying the in-state tuition, the three things I always talk about our university: affordability. Most of our students can easily afford the expense here, not just tuition and fees, but also living expense, as Dr. Lam mentioned earlier. The other thing is the academic. Our engineering program is accredited by ABET, A-B-A-T. ABET is a top-notch accreditation in the world. Only the top few percentage of engineering schools are accredited by ABET. I'm pretty sure most of our students from India know about the accreditation. And number three, of course, you get the chance to find a very good job after or even before you graduate. Many of our Indian students, especially in engineering, computer science, they got job offers, not just one offer, but multiple offers before they graduate. Many of them work for Facebook, Google, and of course, Microsoft, Apple, you name it, because we're so close to the Bay Area, as you mentioned earlier. That's the advantage of studying in California versus other states.
So Satish has this interesting question. If you can see, he's saying that tell me something about quality of education. I think that part Danny covered. The engineering school there is ABET accredited, so that's like the highest certification or highest quality statement that you can have. So next he wants to know about the research quality and the notable research of international repute done and faculty of any international repute. So he just wants to know about the quality of faculty, what kind of research happens. He just wants to know about that segment, I guess.
Dr.
Wonderful questions. I want to let you know too. For instance, for engineering, we have very top-notch faculty who have a lot of different specialties in engineering, which makes them be able to provide a lot of even minor, so that you can focus on a lot of different aspects. Our faculties, most of the faculties, they not only have the doctorate degree, but also they have a lot of direct working experience in that field. In the engineering field, in the computer science fields, in the school of business, in the business field. So scholarship, a lot of research, and also hands-on experience in the profession is what our faculty is very strong in.
Shrishti has a question. Is a 3-year degree sufficient for applying for masters? So just to give a background, in India, we have our engineering degrees are for 4 years, but we have bachelor's degrees like BSc Science, or Bachelor of Science degrees are for 3 years, or Bachelors of Commerce degrees, they are for 3 years. So can people with 3-year bachelor's degrees from India, are they eligible to apply for master's degrees in CSU Fresno?
Should I answer, Dr. Lin? Okay. Yes, this is my area. I will be very pleased to share this with you. At Fresno State, most 3-year degrees from India that we will recognize. So not every school in the United States will recognize the 3-year bachelor's degree, such as B-Commerce.
Right.
And so our schools do accept 3-year bachelor's degree from India. But also, besides that, we want to make sure the students have good GRE or GMAT score, and along with the good GPA. Some of the programs do require you to have a minimum of 2 years of work experience, such as the MBA program. And if you have all that plus the 3-year bachelor's degree, you will be fine.
So Shrishti, if you can just type in what 3-year degree you have, I think Danny might be able to let you know if that meets the eligibility criteria or not. So moving on, Satish has this question. Any research in public health regarding public health policy and finance in any research, or what are the facilities available in this domain?
For public health, actually, it is another very popular major for our university. And just so you know too that Fresno State is a doctorate program in physical therapy, in nursing, and in teacher education. And health science is a very popular domain in our university. The student who specifically want to know about the research in public health, if you can get my email, I will connect you with the program coordinator too, to give you the whole list.
Okay, that will be great. So Satish, if you can just type in your email ID, Danny and Sarah will be able to connect you to the concerned people. So Ivneet has this question that what about PhD in biomedical engineering? So what are the requirements maybe, or how many students do they take? What are the facilities, etc.
Danny, can you answer that?
Yeah. Unfortunately, right now we don't have the PhD program that you're asking for in biomedical or physics. Yeah.
So you also currently there are no PhD programs in biomedical and physics. Just for clarification.
Correct.
So Srishti is doing a BA course in economics honors. This is just for your information. Honors degree in economics. Only the brightest students, they are able to get admission in India. So it's the BA economics honors or the BSc economics honors in India, or BCom economics honors. Only the very topmost students, they are able to get admission in the honors program in economics. But it's still it's a 3-year degree. So is Srishti eligible to apply to CSU Fresno?
Yes, definitely. She would be eligible to apply for Fresno. The key is to be eligible to apply. Doesn't mean that you'll get.
Of course.
Guarantee accepted.
Right. Of course.
So make sure that sometimes you have this perception of the students.
No.
Clarify that.
Now our students don't have that perception, because in the US, in most universities, they are not even eligible to apply. So it's Srishti is asking a simple eligibility question, whether her application will even be considered. So that's what Srishti is asking, because in 90% of the other US universities with a 3-year bachelor's degree, she is not even eligible to apply. So that's why she's checking with you. So
you're good to go.
Right, Srishti, I think that should be good news for you.
I want to add one thing too. Ayana?
Sure.
Right, Ayana, I just want to let you know the fact that sometimes when your students cannot be eligible for other universities, and why they can be eligible for Fresno State is because Fresno State basically has been very experienced in helping students wherever they come from. We're able to help them to be successful. And some universities might set a lot of parameters and a mission, but we believe a lot of students, they can succeed with our training and education.
Right. So there's another question that what's the scope of embedded systems? So embedded systems, I assume, would come either under your computer engineering program or electrical engineering program. So just nursing wants to know what's the scope for embedded systems.
I understand for the School of Engineering, they include embedded systems in their minors.
Right. Okay. Right.
For engineering.
So nursing, as you probably already know, embedded systems is something is very integral to any type of computer hardware, So because and a lot of jobs and lot of research projects associated with it because of CSU Fresno's proximity to the Bay Area. So if I have to pick like top 10 universities in the US where if you do a master's related to embedded systems, may not be major but related to embedded systems, if you will have good internships or good job prospects, then I think CSU Fresno would be one of them, purely because you can pursue internships, you can take up projects with companies in the Bay Area, purely because of that. So Himanshu, same for electronics and electrical engineering. You see, in the US they don't have something called electronics engineering. It is a part of electrical engineering. So your this embedded systems, your microprocessors, all these electronics components that they are usually offered either under electrical engineering or computer engineering. And universities in California, their topmost programs, are usually computer science, electronics, not electronics, computer science, electrical engineering, EECS, ECE, etc. So if any university in California, those will be their, most, I would say most employable or most sought after degrees, and they also tend to have a lot of research going on. This is a general thing of California universities, So why wants to know about the MEM program? MEM program is the Masters in Engineering Management program. So Danny, Sarah, is there a Masters in Engineering Management program in CSU Fresno?
In the graduate degree program, we have civil engineering, water resources and environmental engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, and mechanical engineering. The minor will be construction management, electrical engineering, and computer engineering. In terms of management, I would believe it will be part of the. We don't have the title called management, engineering management. Right. But it will be embedded concepts.
Right.
Because it is very hands-on training practical engineering abilities.
Right. So why there is not a there is not a degree in MEM there, but you can take management programs in as a part of that's another good thing about the US education system. While you are pursuing your major master's program, maybe masters in electrical engineering, you can take courses in management. You can take, you can always supplement it with that. So but there is no degree called masters in engineering management. So, okay, is there a PhD in biotechnology? Okay, I think Danny already answered that, my bad. So, there is no, there is a master's but there is no PhD. So, Akshat, see, a master's in computer application is not a program in the US universities. It's not a degree in US universities. Computer applications is something that we have in India. It's an MCA thing, but they don't have that in the US. So computer science, so any the software portion of computers would come under computer science. The hardware portion comes under computer engineering. So in India, when you study MCA, it's more about the hardware part, right? So if you want to do that, then you have to do a master's in computer engineering. Himanshu,
for the students,
yeah.
Sometimes we don't have the same title of degree.
Yes.
That is the same as in India. But if you look into the description of the program, you might find that your area of interest might be a good match.
Right.
So for students who are very particular in the subject matter, the content, if they email us, we'll be able to help them to connect them with the program coordinator to find how to decide, how to advise them to take courses that will prepare them for that profession.
Right. So there are some questions around the GPA 3 and 80%. So I just like to kind of add here that in India, of course, unlike in the US you have got this standard uniform that everybody is graded on a scale of 4.0, right? But in India we don't have that. We have universities who give percentages. We have universities which give GPA out of 10. We have universities which give GPA out of 5. So Himanshu and Himanshu, Ninad, so in my experience, I have been doing admissions counseling with Jamboree for 11 years now. So in my experience, US universities, they do not give rejections based on your academics, purely because it's way too difficult to understand how good or bad it is, because in one university, 80% may be the top guy, and in some other Indian university, 80% may be just at the bottom of the class, right? So it's so very difficult to assess in absolute terms, what the 60% means or 70% means. So I have not seen anybody get rejected purely because of that. It was the whole package, if you feel that your academics are not that strong, if you feel that, then please try to get a high GRE score. You need to prove your academic ability in some manner. If you are a little not confident, if you are a little less confident about your marks, I would strongly recommend that you get a high GRE score. That is the standardized component on your application. US universities, they understand GRE score. A 320, they understand it's 320. A 310, they understand it's a 310. But the Indian percentages and GPAs, we have so many universities with so many different grading systems. It's a little difficult to reject or accept somebody purely on that. So this has been my observation in all these 11 years, that if you feel that your academics are not as good as you would like them to be, please get a high GRE score. Just Sarah and Danny, please feel free to correct me if I am wrong.
Danny, would you like to take that? Danny, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, I'm answering all the questions that students are asking right now. I asked about, I'm answering, sorry, I wasn't listening. I was trying to answer all these students' questions. What was your question?
Basically, I can answer that. They're talking about if they don't have a high GPA, might be the 80% mark, but they have high GRE, and how do we look at them? Do we look at them holistically and in a mission?
Most of the program, graduate program coordinator will look at them holistically. If you meet the minimum requirements, a lot of times we have students who have 2.75, a converted GPA, of course, and then they have a good GRE score combined with work experience. Got very good recommendation letters from their supervisors and their professors, and then those students will be admitted to our university.
Right. And as for the work experience segment, it is not, it helps if you have some work experience for the MBA program. But if you want to do a MS in computer science or MS in electrical engineering and you do not have work experience, it's not going to lead to your rejection. It's not a mandatory requirement, for master's programs. For MBA, it always helps to have some work experience. Obviously, if you want to do an MBA, it helps if you have some work experience. So does that answer your question?
I want to refer to a student talking about data science.
Right.
I want to share with you the faculty expertise for computer science will include artificial intelligence, brain-computer interaction, database, game development and computer graphics, high-performance computing and bioinformatics, human-computer interaction, meta-heuristics, networking and multimedia system, parallel and distributed computing, programming languages and software engineering. We have faculties who have very diverse research expertise in computer science.
Right. So there is another interesting question. If somebody is in the bachelor's degree, let's say somebody has a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering or civil engineering and now want to apply for master's in computer science, is that a possibility? If yes, then what should he or she do?
Any question?
Sure. We actually have many applicants from India are in the same situation. Most of them, to be honest, they would not be accepted due to they don't have the computer science background. Our computer science program is very competitive. The acceptance rate is less than 10%. That tells you how many applications are competing against each other every semester, and mostly are from India. So we get the top-notch Indian students to apply for admission in computer science program. The reason why is because, like Dr. Lam just talked about, we have a diverse interest in research from the faculties that are in computer science program. Three things I want to talk about. I happen to have a degree in computer science. The artificial intelligence, the AI, multimedia, and gaming. Those are the three newest topics in computer science that are very popular right now. So if you are going to be an expert in the field, you're going to get very good job offers. Okay, not just only programming. You know, in computer science, everybody can program, right? But besides programming, you need to be different. You need to be special. So the three topics right now: artificial intelligence, called AI, the multimedia, and of course, the other one is, what was the other one? I just missed it. So those three are the most special and important newest topics in computer science.
Right. So this is another question. How many students do you take in the MS computer science program? Every year.
It's about 40 to 60 students in the master program. Depends on how many students graduate from the previous semester.
Right. So also, I think I'll just like to add to what Danny just said, that if you are from your bachelor's degree is in something other than computer science, and you want to apply for computer science, it's not that you are not eligible, but what he's saying is that the competition is so tough. Your profile has to be really extraordinary if you want to be picked over the students who have a bachelor's degree in computer science. Am I right, Danny?
Yes, we do have some students who were conditionally admitted to computer science, where they have a bachelor's degree in computer engineering, for example. What they will have to do is they will have to make up those computer science undergraduate courses, a few courses. We call them prerequisites. 2 or 3 of those courses, sometimes up to 4 courses, they have to make it up before they can officially get into the master level computer science courses.
So if somebody has a BSc or bachelor's degree in computer science from India, which is a 3-year degree, let's say, is he eligible to apply for the master's program in computer science?
You bet. This person will be eligible.
Great. So Akshat, I think that answers your question. Himanshu has a little broad question. His question is, what about the scope for electrical engineering after completing the program? I think we addressed it already, Himanshu, that it's good. Any university in California, some of their top programs are computer science, electrical engineering, computer engineering, EECS, ECE. These are some of the top programs. So definitely the scope is good. So I think right now we can, because it's a very, very broad question. What do you mean by scope, for instance? Rajan has a question. Can a student admission get into UG undergrad in economics or business even if he does not had maths? Okay, so what he's trying to ask is that if somebody, in India again, after class 10 in school, you have the option of continuing with math or not continuing with math. So a lot of students do not continue with math. They take up other courses, maybe computer science, maybe biology. So they have the option of dropping math after class 10. Now let's say there is a student who in class 11 and 12, that is in the junior and senior year of high school, did not have math. Is that person eligible to apply for a bachelor's degree, an undergrad degree in CSU, Fresno, in economics or business?
We are fully aware of how wonderful and how competitive the Indian educational system. And so we understand in 5th grade sometimes the students are learning calculus.
Yes, yes, of course.
So and we also understand, I have many friends that started with, when they're in elementary school in India, they already learn how to do programming. And so, writing code. So it's okay that you don't have math in the 11th and 12th grade, and you can still be eligible to apply for the undergraduate major in economics or business.
To improve their chances, now will it help if they take the SAT subject test in math level 1 or 2, just to improve their chances?
They it is up to them. We do not require SAT or ACT.
Okay.
They only need to take the TOEFL or IELTS.
Right. For undergrad, you do not need them to. Right. It says that it's optional.
Right, and when after they are admitted to the program, when they come to the Fresno State, then we'll give them mathematics placement test so that they will be tested to be placed in the correct mathematics courses.
Okay.
At that time.
How much score is required to get into PhD? So is the 61? Is this 61 in TOEFL? Is it standard irrespective of the program? If they want to apply for masters or PhD, 61 is that the requirement, or do students need higher TOEFL score to apply for PhD programs?
The slide that you are seeing right now is for undergraduate admission requirements.
Okay.
For graduate admission requirements, for most graduate programs is 80 IBT TOEFL or 6.5 IELTS.
So 80 in TOEFL for
80 IBT or 6.5.
For both masters and PhD?
For masters and PhD, yes.
For both. Okay. So Linto, that answers your question. So if you for PhD, you need an 80 in CSU Fresno. Let's not call it PhD in US because other universities may have other requirements. CSU Fresno requires an 80. Himanshu's question is there any specific cutoff for GRE score? See, from whatever I know about US universities, they don't work on the concept of cutoffs, it's like the entire profile. I think both Sarah and Danny say that it's the entire profile. They will look at your academics, your GRE score, your what projects you have done, it's the entire profile, the holistic thing. You will not be rejected purely because you because you did not get a certain marks in certain grade in your GRE.
Yeah, this is a difficult concept for many international applicants. A lot of students, they thought, okay, I have 100 IBT and my GRE score is top 58%. I should be guaranteed accepted, right? The answer is not necessary.
Right.
It doesn't guarantee you are accepted. Like you said, we look at the applicant on the entire holistic approach. You are eligible to apply. That doesn't mean once you meet the minimum requirement, doesn't mean that you are guaranteed accepted.
Right.
So that's the concept that we keep trying to preach to the students.
Right. So just because you are eligible to apply, just because you meet the absolute minimum eligibility criteria, of course it does not mean that admission is guaranteed. As Danny said, the acceptance in the computer science program, the acceptance rate is like so very low. So you have to make a strong application, good letters of recommendation, good SOP. You have to work on every aspect of your application, and then hope to make a good wish for good luck, I guess.
And the thing too is, if you don't get admitted for one semester, you can also reapply.
Yeah.
Because every time you're competing with a different group of people.
Right. So Akshat question again, should I have to wait another year after completing my degree as I would have 15 years of education? So Akshat, I think both Danny and I, we answered this, that for California State University, accepts 15 years of or the 3-year bachelor's degree from India. Okay, that is California State University. Now I assume that you would not apply to only one university. No, nobody does that. No, because there is no guaranteed admission. So you have to check with what the other universities require. So if you want to apply to a big group of colleges or a big basket of colleges, then you have to check for everybody's requirements. You cannot just apply to CSU Fresno. So yes, the answer is CSU Fresno accepts 3-year bachelor's degree. Now whether you whether you need to do another year of education or not, that you have to decide after researching other colleges to see whether you have a minimum group of 4 or 5 universities or not. I mean, if I were a student, I would take this approach that I should have at least 4 or 5 universities where I am eligible to apply, right? Otherwise I would take that one extra year just to meet the 16-year criteria in the US, right, Akshat? Just talk to your admissions counselor. If you have an admissions counselor, just talk to the admissions counselor. Talk to the Jamboree admissions counselor, right? Satish question is, okay, Satish wants your email ID, Sarah. No, what is your email ID for query about public health policy, finance? If I have GPA 3.64 out of 7, am I eligible? Again, Satish, I don't think Sarah can answer your question. I think 3.64 GPA you are not ineligible. As I said, in Indian students, they don't reject purely because of the grades. They look at the entire application as a whole. And moreover, for PhD, you should have a really strong research profile, research portfolio, maybe paper publications, maybe good projects. PhD, that is the most important part, right? So Sarah can give you the email ID and you can ask the concerned person directly.
Right.
Okay, so nursing has some questions related to the master's program fee structure. What's the fees, for applying for a master's degree?
Dr. would you like me to answer that, or?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Actually, it is on our website, but I can give you a detail right now. It is for master's degree in the engineering program. The annual cost for the tuition and fees is $15,147 for 1 year.
Danny, can you say that again? 15,000?
Graduate level 1 year is 15,147.
Okay,
So the graduate level for 1 year.
So 15,000, approximately 15,000 for 1 year. For the, if you do 2 years, then it will be like close to, right, 30,000. So those of you who want to know the, and this is only tuition?
This is only tuition and fees.
Okay, only tuition and fees. So guys, add so for to the 15,000, I mean, I would add probably another 9,000ish for cost of living, 8 to 9,000 for cost of living. So if you have to budget,
about 27,000 if everything together.
Okay, everything together will be around
about 27,000.
If you add the health insurance is $1,595.
So is it a fair approximation that the 2-year masters, if you do a 2-year master's degree, it will cost you around 54,000, 55,000?
Correct, yes.
54,000, yeah, 54, 55, yes, we're correct.
So Danny, why I don't get your question, MS in, see, MEM programs, different universities have different requirements. Most MEM programs, they don't require work experience. Some MEM programs require work experience. So, I mean, there are engineering management programs in, for instance, Missouri Tech or on RIT, they would not need work experience. But if you want to do the MEM program of Duke University or something, they would need work experience. So it's not a standard thing, different universities have different criteria for the MEM admissions. Again, ask your admissions counselor. Your admissions counselor would have the detailed list of universities. So if you are a Jamboree student, if you are a Jamboree admissions counseling student, you should your admission counselor will have all of that information. So Linto, the university standard, they would when universities give a cost of living, so they most universities they consider $1,000 per month, right? That's the approximation. So in a year they would say you need $12,000. But I have been an international student in the US, so my experience is that that you can make do with far less. Now what you need to understand is that cost of living is a very subjective thing. You can eat out every day, you can buy a car, you can go to movies, go to clubs, and you can do that, or you can just cook at home most of the time. Just totally cost of living is a very, very subjective thing. There are of course some minimum requirements like room rent and all, but if you you can there also, if you decide to live on your own, the cost will be more. If you decide to live with roommates, the cost will be less. So again, from my experience of living in the US as an international student, what I feel is that you can most of our students, the 8,000 to 9,000 is what you would end up spending, provided you don't have a very, very luxurious lifestyle. It's very subjective. I mean, if you decide to like
you're correct. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, our international students spend about 8,000 on living expense per year.
Yeah.
But our estimate we put on our I-20 is 10,000.
Right. Yes, of course.
So we usually put on our I-20 higher.
Yeah.
Than you necessary.
Right. Of course. I mean, that is very subjective. If you decide to go, for a long drive every weekend, then it's going to cost you more. But 8,000 to 9,000 is what our students tell us. Now that you need 8,000 to 9,000 per year. So the higher on this number from 54. So if we take that estimate, then it will be around 45,000 is what you will need.
And just think about this. Once you graduate, you find a very good job, actually just a decent job, you pay more than $54,000.
Right.
Yeah.
So Himanshu's question is, does CSU has STEM programs? Yes, of course. All the masters in engineering programs are STEM programs. All the math programs are STEM programs. So STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. So all degrees of these streams are automatically STEM.
Right. And for STEM students, after they graduate from our university, they can stay for 3 years for optional practical training.
Yeah, so STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math, right? So any program in these fields, automatically they come under STEM. And STEM programs, as you already know, there is an advantage that your OPT period is 3 years or 36 months. You have a 36-month OPT period, as opposed to non-STEM courses which have a 12 months OPT period. So so if you are going for an engineering program, you get to stay in the US for 3 years after your master's degree, so which is a huge advantage. Linto's question is for all PhD admission. Are all PhD programs fully funded? I think that's what he wants to know.
Say it again.
Are all PhD programs fully funded?
Fully funded to the student. Right?
Yeah. So,
question.
Yeah, if I'm applying for a PhD program, so will I get 100% stipend? My stipend, will that be enough to cover all my costs and everything? So is it a fully funded program?
I'm going to answer that for you. Yeah. Most PhD students are fully funded. Most are. And we only have 4 PhD programs at Fresno State. So at this time, our PhD program is not very big. We're big in the bachelor's and the master program. I do see a lot of questions about the PhD. Dr. Lam, could you please share the programs that we have in the PhD program?
We call it EDD, it's the Education Leadership Program, and it covers physical therapy, nursing, and educational leadership. So it is limited, but it's very high quality, and we also have an educational leadership program that is fully online.
Right. So nursing had a question around scholarships, and so I think Sarah already answered that. There are tuition fee waivers for international students, and if you get an RA or TA, your fee, you automatically end up paying the in-state, right?
Automatically.
Right.
If you get the non-residency waiver, you will be paying the in-state tuition.
Right.
Yes.
But not everything, because we waive you certain number of units.
Right.
So it depends on how many number of units we waive.
Right. So everybody, these are the email IDs. If you have any particular question, if you want to ask some specific questions about your own profile, etc., please feel free to email them. So I hope you found this session helpful. So, and it was, thanks for joining everybody.